Hello everyone. So today we're going to go over section 0.6, inequalities. So there are a few examples of different types of inequalities that we'll be looking at today, starting with the first one. So here we have 7 minus 2x all over 3 is less than or equal to 4. So the first thing we're going to do is simply multiply both sides by 3. So then the inequality becomes 7 minus 2x is less than or equal to 12. From there, we can subtract both sides by 7. And we're left with negative 2x is less than or equal to 5. And of course, to solve for x, we can divide both sides by negative 2 now. And the important thing to note here is that this flips the inequality the other way. So we finally would have x is greater than or equal to negative 5 over 2. Okay, let's look at the second example. We have x squared plus 3x minus 10 is less than or equal to 0. So we're going to go ahead and factor the left-hand side, which gives us x plus 5, x minus 2 being less than or equal to 0. So we are going to look at the associated equation, which of course is x plus 5 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. And the solutions would be x is equal to negative 5 and 2. And what this does is that it divides the number line into the following parts. So let's say this is our number line. So we'll have negative 5 and 2, which means we have 3 parts to our number line now. The first part is from negative infinity to negative 5. The second part is from negative 5 to 2. And finally, the third part is from 2 to positive infinity. Now, if we were to choose test values for each part, for the left-hand side, we can choose any number that's less than negative 5. So let's say we test negative 10. And by substituting negative 10 into the inequality, we'll notice that, so for example, negative 10 plus 5 times negative 10 minus 2. So then we have negative 5 times negative 12, which is greater than 0. So this part of the inequality, it wouldn't be part of the solution. Okay, moving from left to right, here we can choose any number in the middle part from negative 5 to 2. So we can just simply test 0 because it is simpler to substitute. So we just have 0 plus 5, and then of course 0 minus 2. So that's simply 5 times negative 2, which we know is less than 0. So this is going to be part of the solution to the inequality. And finally, on the right-hand side, we can choose a number that's greater than 2 to test. So here we can test, let's say, 10. So we have 10 plus 5 times 10 minus 2. And so we have 15 times 8, which of course is greater than 0. So this is not going to be part of the solution either. So the solution to the inequality is simply the middle part, and that is from negative 5 to 2. Okay, let's look at a third example, one involving inequalities. So we could do the same thing that we did in the previous example, and that is to look at the associated equation and divide the number line. We can also take the following approach. So we're going to do something a little bit different here. All right, so we know that absolute value of 4x plus 5 is greater than 9 means that either 4x plus 5 is greater than, greater than 9, or that negative 4x plus 5 is greater than 9. So here we can solve the left-hand side first. We have 4x is greater than 4, which means x is greater than 1. On the right-hand side, we can multiply both sides by negative 1 first. So we have 4x plus 5 is less than negative 9. Since we multiply both sides by negative 1, we change the direction of the inequality. From there, we can subtract both sides by 5. So 4x is less than negative 14. And finally, we can divide both sides by 4, which gives us x is less than negative 7 over 2. And that's it. So a few different types of inequalities. We looked at a linear inequality, a quadratic one, and also one that involves absolute values. And so that's it for today. Thank you for listening.